begin by asking you, because the movie starts really with the breakup of the band in the early 80s, and then kind of flash forwards to the reunion tour.
Yeah.
And I was just curious, in that time between, did you have any regrets about the band ending? Did you think there was more for you guys to do?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you expect the reunion to someday happen?
Well, yeah, of course you would regret it, you know, and it was a very difficult thing to process at the time, having been at those heights and suddenly having your wings cut off. Difficult, you know, and it's like falling into the abyss, and there's some processing with that, you know. You don't come off a scene as mighty as that and suddenly it's all gone, and how are you supposed to like adjust to normal life again? Very difficult. I think back about the state of my brain in those days, pretty, yeah, not good.
You actually refer to yourself as a rock and roll asshole in the movie.
Yeah, I was.
Was that that period of time for you?
Well, I was coming off of that, yeah. I was trying to be more compassionate towards people. It's very difficult, you know, to go through that and not be affected by it, but, you know, yeah, it was a recovery period for sure. And I think one of the ways for me to how I got over it was just go back in the studio and start, you know, doing music again, which is what I did, you know. I was sort of drifting between LA, London, and New York at that point, you know, kind of, you know, how do you get your feet back on the ground? And I started to record, and that sort of helped.
Yeah. Well, and the movie also obviously points out sort of the friction that's always been there between the three of you guys in the band. And I was just curious, because also in the film, you really get this feeling of, I mean, there is a camaraderie, there's almost a brotherhood between you guys. I mean, you've shared this experience that no one else will ever be able to understand.
Right.
Did you feel that when you guys came back together, or what's the sort of feeling between the three now?
Well, no, everything you say is true.
Yeah.
There's definitely brotherhood and fraternity between us. We had an incredible experience together that no one else will ever really understand or be in. You know, it was for us. I'm very lucky to have met one another, but it was a relationship that had friction. But I like to think it really has created friction, which, you know, we always work out in the end, and it's one of the dynamics that make the band what it is, you know, and it's obviously translated worldwide to the audiences, and you can see it in the film.
Yeah.
You see it there, you know, I mean, it's a very dynamic playing trio. And the fact that we all went through that life experience is very bonding.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't break those bonds. I hate those two. I don't. I love them. You know, I think we all have a sort of a love and a brotherhood. You know, because we went through this incredible experience together. You know, it's been our lives for all of us. No matter what we do, we'll always. That's what we'll be.
Yeah, you'll always be members of the Police.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
The great scene in the film when you're sort of wandering around, is it Japan or China?
Yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
And you wander into a karaoke bar, and they're doing Every Breath You Take, and you join in with them. Yeah. Was that staged at all, or all just a happy accident?
Natural, yeah. It wasn't staged at all. And it was a sort of a blessing. You know, we were filming for about 40 minutes at about midnight in Shinjuku in Tokyo. And, you know, right, okay, it's a wrap, and we were walking out. And I was walking, you see me walking out, and then I hear this Every Breath You Take about this little tiny karaoke bar. Incredible, you know, which really proved the point, you know. And so that was just a fantastic piece of luck that we walked in there, and they were all doing that, and like reveal at the end,
Yeah, that was
brilliant.
Amazing. And what an amazing moment to have in the film.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a real gift.
Looking back, one of the things that I've learned from the film was you almost were a member of the Rolling Stones. Very close.
Well, yeah, they sort of put
on a
me up.
short list.
Yeah, I was.
Well, I mean, looking back now and all the friction we talked about through the years of the Police, I mean, did you ever, at the worst of times, wish, oh, God, I wish I'd been in the Stones? Or are you glad to be where you were?
Well, in my opinion, I went to the better band.
Yeah.
Let's face it, you know, fate, you know, destiny had me marked out. But I mean, yeah, that moment did come up, you know, because my profile as a guitar player was rising very fast in London. I was sort of right up there, and yeah, they put that thing and I was actually quite apprehensive about it. Like, oh God, what if they choose? This is going to work? Could I be in the stuff? You know, like, I was actually worrying about it. I didn't get the gig. Ronnie Wood got the gig. But then I joined the Police, and then we were much bigger than the Stones. So
things worked out for you pretty good, Andy.
Mick Jagger came to check us out. I always remember it. He came to Hartford, Connecticut, and he stood in the dressing room. Hello, Mick. You know, there he was, and he stood at the side of the stage and watched the whole thing. He wanted to know. he wanted to know. But he did come, and he was very sweet.
And he learned. He found
He
out.
watched it, yeah.
Will we ever see a new Police album? Is that a
Well,
fantasy for fans?
It's a fantasy, but you know, you never know. You know, I say, you know, life's strange. I wouldn't have thought we'd be doing any more, but who knows? This is like doing the tour, going out with this movie, and I think the other two are embracing it. Actually, they've both been in touch with me about it, and it's very enhancing. It's not hurting anyone. All we do is look great on the bloody screen, and all the rest of it, you know, up there doing
We'll
it.
cross our fingers for that.
Yeah, but I do think you're right. I think really to go out again and attempt to pull off a tour like that in today's climate and financial climate might be difficult. I think we would certainly need to put out some new tracks.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Andy.
Great.
Really appreciate it.